What's up, guys? It's your girl T, the nappy-headed jojoba. Today I wanted to give you guys the current recipe that I am using for my hair mud wash. Mud washes came into vogue many years ago, and I attribute it mainly to Natural 85 when she was talking about her experience with TerraSentials. Everyone lost their damn minds, including me, and was like running out trying to buy it. And I've used TerraSentials in the past. I haven't used it in years, but back in the day, I remember the most popular fragrances or whatever were the lavender one and the lemon one. My favorite was unscented because I am a grandpa, and whenever people are like, what flavor would you like? I'm like, plain, please. But after purchasing TerraSentials maybe 2 or 3 times, I just found that it was probably unnecessary because there were myriad recipes on YouTube of DIY mud washes. I believe the TerraSentials mud wash is a bentonite clay based wash, but I've seen lots of people doing videos on their own bentonite, like DIY bentonite mud washes, Rasul clay mud washes, and Naturally High also does hers with kaolin clay, which I believe is the least expensive. Bougie as I am, I wanted to try French green clay, which is primarily used in skincare. I talked about using this in my hair a few videos ago. I think it might have been my 2016 favorites or something. Whichever video it was, I'll link it here if you would like to check it out. But I wanted to try French green clay just because I'm curious that way. It was the same type of curiosity that led me to discover coconut water vinegar as an alternative to apple cider vinegar, which I ended up loving more than apple cider vinegar. So I still have that drive to try new things. In any event, in that video where I mentioned that I was loving this stuff, I was still kind of tweaking my recipe and figuring it out. And I think I finally settled on a mixture that I really like, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I always have to say this is what I do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I do. I've tried Rasul in the class. I like that well enough. I've also liked bentonite, as in the TerraSentials, and some other brands that I've tried. I've tried a few different mud washes that I purchased, but this is the one that I am using probably from now on because I can make it myself. It's cheaper, and I really love the results. French green clay, this particular bag of it I got from Mountain Rose Herbs, but you can find it at local health food stores. I've seen it at my local health food store called Erewhon here in Los Angeles if you want to get it on the ground. And if you can't find it locally, Google it. There's a really awesome channel. I believe her name is Roots for You 45, if I'm remembering that correctly. I've been subscribed to her for years, like 5 years and up, probably more like 6-7 year range. And she was one of the first people to come up with an awesome DIY TerraSentials hack. This is like at the peak of everyone trying to do these mud washes, when like everyone was doing like Anita Grant reviews, and everyone was, you know, trying to do Whitney's routine because she had so much success with the TerraSentials. My recipe is really, really simple, and that is probably the main thing I like about it, other than the actual results that it gives me. So here is what you will need. You will need aloe vera gel. You will need your clay of choice. I, of course, am going to use my French green clay because that has been the favorite of the clays that I've tried, but you can use any of the other ones that we've all heard about: bentonite, Rasul, kaolin. You will need a tablespoon of an oil. In this case, I'm using neem. This is one that I like to use in this wash a lot because neem has cleansing properties. This neem oil is also from Mountain Rose Herbs, but you can get that at Indian grocery stores. You'll need a tablespoon of a different oil, which honestly you could use 2 tablespoons of the same oil. I really don't care. I just like to be extra. In this case, I'm using Kui Kui because I really like how light it is, and I don't want anything too heavy in a mix that's supposed to be helping to cleanse my hair. And then you'll just need whatever essential oils you like to use. When I'm mixing it, sometimes I'll mix it in a bowl. On this day, I mix it directly into the applicator bottle that I use in the shower. I apply this mud mix to my hair after shampooing. So I don't use this necessarily in lieu of shampoo. I'll still use shampoo to thoroughly just get that first layer of grime and dirt off my hair or product buildup. And then I'll go in after that with this as almost like a cleansing and conditioning step before I do my proper deep conditioning after this. On this day, I decided to mix my mud wash directly in the applicator bottle I was going to use in the shower to save myself the hassle of washing an extra dish. And you'll notice that I add a little bit of the aloe vera gel, and then a little bit of the clay, and then a little bit more of the aloe vera gel, and I kind of layer it because it just helps it to blend up easier. I use a 1/4 cup of the clay and 8 ounces of aloe vera gel. I've also used aloe vera juice in the past, and I've used a mixture of the two. I've used aloe vera gel and juice mixed together. For consistency, my favorite is to go straight gel for the entire thing. It just is the best consistency in my opinion. You want to be careful when you take your finger off after shaking it up in an applicator bottle the way I did, because it will go squirting all over the place the moment you remove your finger, because physics. That might be an advantage in mixing it up in a bowl, but I'm kind of aware of the squirting issue, which sounds really gross now that I say that out loud. It's just something to keep in mind. After I feel like the clay and aloe vera gel are mixed pretty well together, I'll go ahead and add my oils. So that's a tablespoon of the neem, a tablespoon of the kui kui. Then I do some drops of tea tree, probably like 15 to 20. I don't really remember. It doesn't matter that much. And then I did about half a tablespoon of peppermint oil because I really love the fresh feeling that it gives to my scalp, as well as the stimulation. Then I go back in for a round 2 of shaking. Again, be careful when you're removing your finger from the top so that it doesn't go everywhere. And then it's pretty much ready to use. I like to mix it up a good half an hour or more before I'm ready to use it, just so that any remaining clumps of that clay that might have not gotten mixed up thoroughly will have a chance to dissolve on their own inside of the bottle. And then, as I said, I just apply this to my hair after I've shampooed it once or twice, depending on how dirty my hair is. And even with using the aloe vera gel, which again, I do prefer the consistency I get with gel versus juice, it's still very messy. It's not a paste consistency that I go for. It's like a mud rinse that I'm trying to create because I just find that it's easy to apply and easy to rinse out rather than trying to create something very thick like an actual deep conditioner. But that also means it can get very messy. So I do it directly in the shower, and because it's so messy, I wasn't about to film it. I mean, I love y'all, but I also love keeping my camera intact and not getting French green clay all over it. I do love you guys enough to at least have gotten out of the shower, which I hate to do, just to show you guys how it looks once it's actually in my hair. Because the consistency is so light, it's almost impossible to see it through the camera. You can see it a little bit more in real life in person, but it almost looks like there's no product in my hair, which is good because that's what makes it so easy to rinse out. And then again, because I love y'all, here's a shot of my hair after it's been rinsed. As you can see, it's not like insane curl poppage. I don't really give a fuck about that. But you can probably see that my hair is clumping more than it normally would do without me using any clay at all. If you are obsessed with getting your curls to clump together and pop, you could probably use a higher concentration of whatever clay you're deciding to use. You could probably bump it up to half a cup, maybe even more. And again, that'll give you a heavier, thicker consistency for your wash. And, you know, it'll probably give you a little bit more of that curl poppage. But for me, this mixture is great because it continues the cleansing process of my hair. And it also leaves my hair so soft that I almost feel like I don't need to deep condition it afterward. Of course I do. I ain't crazy. But seriously, after using this, my hair feels softened and happy and like it doesn't really need anything else. I am planning to film a current wash day routine video one of these days. The truth is, it's easy to put off because one, it is extremely time consuming to film that, and my wash day is already a time consuming thing, so the last thing I want to do is make it longer. And two, my existing wash day routine video is more or less the same. The only thing that changes are the products. You know, I might use a different deep conditioner one week or a different shampoo another week. Maybe I need to clarify or something like that. But the actual procedure, the steps that I take are identical. That has not changed. So that kind of gives me a lot of excuses to keep putting it off. Nonetheless, I do think it would be helpful to do kind of like a 2017 wash day routine video. So before the year is out, I do plan to have that up, and I will be incorporating my clay wash so that you guys can actually see it a little bit more in action. But that is pretty much it. It's really basic. I just wanted to get this sort of mixture out to you guys in case you wanted to try it, in case you were just curious to see what someone else's mix is. I mean, I know I love to watch a lot of videos on YouTube where people do things that I'm never even going to make or try, but it's just fun to watch. Also, we are officially in the final stretch, the last week of the Mind, Body, Soul challenge that I'm doing with Ghana Goddess. This challenge has been very up and down for me, but right now I'm on the upswing. I'm feeling good. I'm very excited to be in the final stretch and to be continuing some of the habits that I've recultivated during these past 6 weeks. I actually did get all of my workouts in this the 5th week, so I'm planning to do the exact same in this final week before I head off to Paris, Rome, and Barcelona, which I'm so excited about and also a little scared, but mostly excited. Whilst I am away gallivanting around Europe for these 3 weeks, I will be still uploading. I'm planning to pre-film some content just so that you guys don't forget about me. So any videos that you see basically for the first 3 weeks of June, I'm not even here. I'm in Europe, but I pre-filmed them just so that we could at least still keep in touch a little bit. So don't be surprised if I'm not able to respond to any comments and stuff while those videos are airing as well. But next week, there should be a, day and date type of video, or at least within a day of filming kind of video, because I would love to do a wrap up for the Mind Body Soul challenge, ideally with Ghana Goddess. I'm still trying to see if our schedules will allow us to film together, because we were supposed to do it at the halfway point. It didn't work for me because I ended up having to work that weekend on a special project, which was awesome but also disappointing because I really wanted to film with her. But anyway, hopefully we'll be able to wrap up the challenge in a video together, so be on the lookout for that. And if not, it'll just be me telling y'all my struggles and trials and tribulations and triumphs. That's really it. I just wanted to share this recipe with you guys because I was very curious about French green clay on hair, and I've done YouTube searches for it a few times over the years, and I feel like there's like between 0 and 1 videos about French green clay being used on hair out there, so I figured maybe I'll be the first or second. I'm not really sure why no one else has ever done a video on it, but I don't mind being one of the first, if not the first. That is it for this one. Let me know if you guys use any sort of clay washes on your hair and if you DIY it or if you buy it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm going to tell you that now.